Here we are, Norman. The UFC's finally come back to Ireland. Is this something that you dreamt about, fighting in the big show in your home country?
Of course, this is. I remember 5 years ago I was watching it. I had a good view from my hot seat. I remember the fight in that card, which really stood out to me was Clay Guida against Tyson Griffin. Yeah, that fight was unbelievable. So that's what really stood out for me, and the crowd, the atmosphere was absolutely unbelievable. Prior to that, they were in Belfast, 2007. That's when I got my first taste. I was only just a little wimp, just starting off. I was an amateur fighter back then, and but I says one day, it was just a dream in the back of my mind. I kind of thought to myself, I wonder if I could ever be here, one day, and here I am just sitting chatting to you, 2 days out, 1 day out from weigh-in, and it's just a dream come true. So I'm just living it up, and you see, you got the O2 just right there. We ain't got too far to go, So I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a great night. It's going to be a great night for the people of the whole country, north and south. I've got people from the north coming down, and it's the first time I've actually fought in Dublin in 4 years, and the last time I fought in Dublin was 2010, where I submitted a guy by submission. So I'm hoping to get a nice finish here, which would be great.
Your opponent, he's well known for his submission game. He's got 25 submission wins in his record. Are you comfortable going to the ground with this guy, or is it somewhere you want to avoid? You want to keep this fight on the feet?
Well, yeah, I watched loads of tape on him, like I do all my opponents. He comes from a grappling background, a little bit of judo in there as well. So, we could kind of stall each other there. If anyone's taking anyone down, I'll take him down. I'm aware that he's crafty. I'm hoping he stands and strikes, but I know it ain't going to happen because I'm too dynamic for him. I'm more explosive. I'm faster. He's cautious. He looks for his opponents to overcommit, and he looks to shoot in for the single leg to take you down. But that's his game when he's there. But I ain't no slouch in the ground. I've been rolling about with some great guys. I ain't no easy guy to submit. Right now I feel like my game's sharp. I tightened up all my holes, and that's what it's about. Staying heavy on top. I don't want to be on the ground. He's got to get me there. He's got to keep me there. And that's a fight right there, because I ain't gonna be all plain sailing for him. He said at the press conference, he says he's gonna take me down and submit me, but if he says it's as easy as it's gonna be, I'll give him my loser's check.
Nice. You didn't go to America for this training camp. What was the reason behind that?
I thought that I felt like I looked at the guys we got in Alliance training. So there's not really many southpaws there. But and my coach perfectly imitates this guy perfectly well. He fights the same as him. He's at the same type of speed. So and that's the way I like to work. I don't like to go anywhere just to be a training partner for anyone else. I like to go there. You got to be a bit selfish in this sport, and that's the way I'm going to be. You got to get someone that's going to imitate your opponent, and my coach does it better than anyone else. I feel like I had enough here. I just had to do a little bit more traveling about. I've been up to Gracie Baja, trained with some great Jets guys, so I feel like I had enough here to get this camp by, and plus it's a lot less stress free because when I go to America I'm away from my comfort zone, but I'm mentally tough anyway, so it don't make no difference. But when I'm there I'm stressful. I can never sleep at night time. The gym's too packed. There's too many people around me. I like to come home from training and just look at, just look into the distance. You can't do that in America. Too much happening, too many loud people. So if anything, for this fight here, I'm a lot less stress-free. But people have been saying, why didn't you go there? It would it'd be great for you going away, get you really in the frame of mind. I'm already in the frame of mind. I don't need to go anywhere. I know where I'm at, I know where I want to be, and I know what level I'm at. So we'll see once comes Saturday night. We'll see. I'm just going to be a step ahead of him every time. I can guarantee you that.
John Kennefin gets a lot of praise for what he's doing down here with SBG. I'm just wondering, why is Rodney not getting the same praise to have a fighter come out of Northern Ireland and he doesn't get the same publicity?
Yep, but I could tell you that straight off the bat, no problem, because every time everybody mentions the pioneers of MMA, every write-up I saw recently, they mentioned John Kavanagh, well respected, Andy Ryan, well respected, but not really a mention for Rodney Murray. A guy's been about there probably longer than them all. He's been to America, he's did it all in America. he's trained, he's finished his fighting career, so he's just he's focusing all his energy on training like young martial artists and bringing them up and improving them. And he's improved my game. He's brought it on leaps and bounds, and I think it's just because we're from the north. You know, we're just no one ever wants to be bothered with us at all. I know it. I can see it. So that if anything, that makes me even more motivated. And I guarantee they'll all take notice as soon as I just keep working up them rankings. And they're like, oh, there's the boy from Northern Ireland, who, Jesus, where's he come from? You know, he's came out of nowhere. So, but I feel like up north we never get the publicity that we should. And I think it's an absolute disgrace. The UTV media is, I don't know where they're at, their heads stuck right up their ass. And as I said in the press conference, I feel like just going up there, pulling them all out of their wee fucking comfortable executive boxes and just bitch slapping them all over the place, you know? Because all it takes is one person to step out of the circle, you know? To step out of the circle, go and understand the sport. Look at the guys down south here, they ain't no different from the ones up north. But only they took the step out of the circle, you know, and understood it, and they know that it's great sport, changed my life, but they can't really see that, you know. They think I'm barbaric, they think they must just think I'm a brawler, you know. So maybe one day they'll realise that they made a mistake and they wish they had it, but they'll come looking for me before I'll need to go looking for them. So, but you know, I got a lot of publicity here in the south, and I'm happy.
When you mention the guys from the south, you got Conor McGregor headlining this event. It seems every interview you do, someone wants to mention Conor McGregor to you. They want to talk about you fighting Conor McGregor. Are they just shit stirring, or what is this they're looking for? I don't think they're shit stirring. I think it's a fight. You know, we grew up in the same fight circuit. Everyone wanted to see us fight. We got beat by the same. We got beat by the same guy. That was our only last loss. We got beat by the same guy, Joseph Duffy, who's making a return to mixed martial arts. Good to him. But yeah, we're the only guys that get beat by the same guy, and everyone wanted to see us fight. You know, everyone talked about it. That it was so close to happening before, but you know, I'm actually glad it never happened now, because one of us could possibly have lost that. You know, possibly not be here right now. So now that we're on the big show, people are still chipping away at it, planting the seeds. So potentially it's got all the means to being like a barn burner, a great fight, you know, that it could sell it. I know he said at the press conference, which I thought was quite funny, that he's on my undercard. I heard that before. That's one that Mayweather said before, and he's that we wouldn't sell out the Croke Park, that he would sell out Croke Park. But it doesn't really matter to me. I don't need the fans to back me up. I don't need no motivation from fighting in big state. You know, I could fight anywhere. It make no difference to me. I could fight, we could make it happen in Belfast. You know, I don't know what the capacity is in Belfast, but I can guarantee you they'll come back to Belfast at some stage. I'll make them come back to Belfast, just like the way Conor made them come back to Dublin. I'll make them come back to Belfast, and I'll make myself heard. You know, once I put this dude away and get a good one here, that puts me in great stead. What about Belfast? When you mention it, do you hear any like rumours backstage or anything that it's a possibility? Is it something in the pipeline, or are we anywhere close to having the UFC back in Belfast?
I've never heard a thing at all mentioned about it. Some people just say to me, bring them back to Belfast, but I don't know. It's kind of, I hear they're coming to Scotland, to Glasgow for the first time. They've been to Belfast in 2007. We had a few guys on there who were pretty unlucky, but you know, now you got a guy who's undefeated, you know, who's still going to be undefeated after Saturday night, and possibly going to win the next fight after that, and the next. And then, you know, I'll make it be heard. I'll say, right here, bring this show to Belfast. And I mean, I don't know, what is the capacity of Belfast? You know, the full capacity is, what is it?
12,000.
12,000, you know, and what we got here, 10,000. I guarantee you get 12,000, no problem. You know, even the guys from the south will come up. Guys from England will come up, all over Europe. Europe will be all over it. I'll still be undefeated then, and you know, there'll be more attention, more eyes, more publicity on you, and that'll be a great night for the people up north as well.
I seen the guys from Ballymena almost sold the Odyssey Arena out for Rodney's last fight, so I don't think we'll have a problem getting a few guys from down here. We'll soon fill that arena out, no problem.
There'd be absolutely no, I don't know exactly what the capacity was. I think they had 4,000 fans or something like that, but you know, and that was just from our guys, you know. Just think, you know, all the people from Europe coming across with the hype of the UFC and the European media. No, of course it would sell, man. Of course, I know it would sell. Absolutely, 110%. 12,000 fans. We buns, man. We can make a record breaker under 30 minutes. We could make it in maybe 15 minutes.
So after your fight on Saturday night, Norman, you're not a trash talker. You don't call people out. But is there any names out there? Is there anyone that you want to fight?
Let me see. I don't know. I don't know what way the UFC. You know, I know where I'm at. I know I'm right in the top 20. I know I am. I just know I'm right in the top 20. There's loads of great fights up there. Nothing personal, but I don't know. There's most of the guys are all like lined up to fight right now. But there's who you got? Abel Trujillo, great fighter, comes forward. There's the fights I like. Michael Johnson, Josh Thompson. Who else? Cerrone Cowboy looked good last night. But I watched them all, man. They ain't no different from anyone else, you know. The only difference is they're comfortable and they're experienced and they're in the comfort zone. They're used to the big bright lights and they're used to the big fights and the main cards. But you see the fights like that there, they're the fights that'll bring the best out of me, and I know that opportunity will come some stage, and you'll see. They're the fights that I want, and they're the fights that'll probably get me to finish fights, you know.
So after you win on Saturday night, have you any plans? Have you any holidays lined up, or what's next for Norman Parke?
I would love to get right back out there, but I'm gonna go away for a couple of weeks, maybe a week or two, a holiday, and then. But I'll still be training. When I'm on holiday, I ain't there just chilling by the beach and drinking a few cocktails and stuff like that. I'm there training. I'm up in the morning training, and then go and drink and party. That's what I do. And but once I win on Saturday night, I'll definitely be chilling out for a wee while, but straight back into training, because I said by the end of the year I want to be in the top 20. So I'm hoping maybe next they'll give me a top 20 opponent.
Well, thanks very much for your time, Norman, and all the best on Saturday night.